Hi everybody, and welcome to your monthly reading by sign. Let's see who we're reading for today. We have Leo. Welcome, Leo. All right, you have a new moon in your sign on the 15th of September, and that will be at 28 degrees Leo. Your sign, it contains one of the four fixed royal stars, Regulus, the heart of the lion, and that's at 29 degrees Leo. So this new moon will be conjunct that. And it's also making a yod or a finger of God or a kite. There's a lot of energy from other planets contributing to this point where the sun and moon are conjunct. So this moon token also fell out when I was pulling out Leo. So this could be really indicative of a new beginning for you at this time during that new moon, or you could have moon in Leo. You can also check out your moon and rising sign for these monthly readings to get a more complete view of the month. But for the rest of the astrology, we also have, of course, that full blue moon happening August 30th that will lead into the month of September. We have Venus going direct September 3rd. It's been retrograde since July 22nd. And we also have Mercury stationed direct on September 15th, and it's been retrograde since August 23rd. September 15th is also the beginning of the Hebrew New Year, which is the 15th through the 17th. And we also have a full moon happening in Pisces, and that's on September 29th. So, all right, both of those. We'll see what the month brings for you. The Four of Cups. Okay. Something you may not be expecting showing up for you. And let's see what our first card reveals. The Queen of Swords. So your air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. The Hierophant, or the number 5 there, Taurus. Some great authority. Empress. Another strong, powerful feminine. And the Ten of Earth, Ten of Coins. Beautiful. So a lot of wealth, security, tradition. Some of you could be marrying into a wealthy family, or your family, a matriarchal family, has control over a lot of wealth, or a powerful business person. You could become this person this month or come into contact with them. Let's see what these other two cards are that came out. Transformation, number 13, the Death card. So Scorpio. Looks like she's holding a little phoenix there in her hands. And then we have the Page of Earth. So apprentice, I just heard. So some of you may be taking on an internship or an apprenticeship under the tutelage of this successful business person. They have the power to influence and change your life for the better, changing you from this page into this empress. Basically someone who's inexperienced with the earth element into someone who's very fluent and successful with it. So this Four of Cups might be an offer, might be a job offer, or an invitation to come study, learn, practice. Doctor, I just heard some of you might be getting like that kind of, what do they call it, residency. But there's somebody here with a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, who can help you. And if you're open to receiving that, learning from them, you can easily change your financial circumstance into something very profitable, or like a business mentor, someone who can show you how to develop and grow your own brand. Okay. Let me get a Queen of the Moon Oracle card here. We have Surrender, 26. Oops. And underneath the deck, look at that, we have the blue moon. So the end of August could be very significant. Remember, we also pulled the moon token here to start our reading. These are going to be very powerful lunar cycles for you. This unexpected, but it's along with the Four of Cups, right? Something you're not looking for that magically appears when you least expect it. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up. Let go of what you no longer need. Stop being so stubborn about holding on to aspects and behaviors that don't align with who you are now. Stop struggling. I let go. I surrender my struggle. I allow the universe to work through me. This moon phase, for those of us who are highly independent and used to doing things quite ably on our own, admitting we need assistance or that we might indeed have to let something go for our betterment can be challenging. Letting go and surrendering admits or exposes a vulnerability or two. To surrender, we may need to show our underbelly. We may need to admit we got it wrong, made a mistake, or grew a bad habit. Surrounded ourselves with people that are not good for us. It can make us feel raw in our realization. The companion stone or metal is orange calcite. So, admitting when you were wrong, admitting that you don't have all the answers, you don't have all the knowledge yet, there's something more to learn, there's a missing ingredient here that needs to be added. There's only so much you can do with your existing knowledge that can influence your immediate future. So it looks like the assistance of this Queen of Air, regardless of gender, or the Hierophant, a boss, somebody older and wiser for sure, has some very good advice for you this month. And if you're open to receiving that, let's see, seasons. Okay, we are coming up on the autumn equinox. That won't be till September 23rd. Oh, that is this month. Wow, time flies, doesn't it? Okay, so we're coming into the tropical season of Libra, rebalancing. This could be a Libra individual that you're working with. Libra and Taurus are both ruled by Venus, and Venus is going direct September 3rd. So as things, maybe your finances, investments, something was stagnant, it can begin to expand once again with Venus direct. Venus is actually backed into Cancer in sidereal. It won't be back in Leo until about October. So following this turning point of the fall equinox could be when the scales tip in the other direction. Things start to rebuild for you again into elevating you into this Empress status. That could be the wealth that's transforming here. Let's take a look at these two oracle cards. This is a new deck I got called The Journey. So let's see what we got. Connected. There's no reversals in this deck. It's an oracle deck. So yeah, there's connections here with the communication with Mercury retrograde until September 15th. Again, maybe this is somebody from your past. It could be an old boss, a mentor, or even a family member with experience that there's some kind of connection already existing between the two of you. And maybe you weren't expecting this person to come to your aid, but there is an unbreakable and undeniable connection that you have with them on an energetic level, whether it be blood related or not. And then we have awaken. Okay, so this has to do with the elevation in consciousness too. When you're in a deep sleep, you're not fully aware of what's going on around you. As you slowly start to wake up, your eyes open, you get more and more information coming in through your pupil, and you start to expand your awareness here, and you really see what's going on. You really see the truth of what's going on. I mean, maybe sometimes people are walking through life blindly, or you don't realize how little you knew until this information is given to you. I know these are dominoes, things are connected, but they almost look like books to me standing up. So there's some education, expansion of the mind that needs to happen here, where you're making connections in your mind on how to make something work. But once again, these dominoes, it's a kinetic movement. Once the first domino falls, things really start to fall into place, and they start to accelerate. Okay, into this transformation. I'm going to get your alchemy card here, or actually, how about your astrology cards first? Any message for Leo in regards to the shift? It seems more towards the middle of the month, around the 15th, between the 15th and 23rd, so the third week. I mean, the Empress there, number 3, is standing out to me as well. We have, house 4. Cultural and family roots, house, home, peace, and comfort. So Cancer, I mentioned Venus is retrograde back into Cancer, and that this Queen of Air, this authority person, may be somebody you used to live with, a family member. But also this looks like a nest egg to me, which could be the 10 of Earth, investments, securities, stability, building a nest egg, investing your time, your energy, your resources into building a strong and powerful home, a strong home base. And then let's see our next card here. Mercury, okay. Think, learn, network, and communicate. Well, that's the connections there as well. And Mercury retrograde, getting back in touch with someone or something, in touch with your roots. But also Mercury rules Virgo, and in tropical astrology we moved into Virgo for this month. But Mercury also rules Gemini, which could be this Queen of Swords as well. And underneath we have Sagittarius, optimism, exploration, and freedom. Things are looking up, right? Shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll be among the stars. And I love how the bow and arrow is pointed up. So new heights, new goals, new aspirations, elevations. Like I said, like this awakening. Elevations in consciousness, in money. All right, so your alchemy card here. Ooh, the peacock's tail. Beautiful. 55. So it looks like a prism, right? When the white light comes into a prism and it splinters off into the different wavelengths. This is a form of alchemy. It's in the actual transformation process, the transition between elements, between stages. It's like a rainbow, like you see in an oil slick. Let's go ahead and check out the description there. The title of the card is Full Vision, the Spectrum, Inclusivity. The peacock's tail is a sacred image in alchemy. The mesmerizing display of tail feathers opens to mark the alchemist having shifted from single to multi-perspective. So again, the expansion of awareness here and the awakening. This is a great achievement. The alchemist has opened 1,000 sets of eyes instead of one. They've discarded black and white thinking and allowed the full spectrum of colors, nuances, and solutions to come into the fold. Creative solutions to complex social and political polarities can be found in this sacred space. The force field of possibilities has opened, and the alchemist has entered a new paradigm belonging to multiplicity, dimensionality, and inclusion. Utilize this perspective for positive change and while it lasts. When falling back into black and white thinking, as any alchemist will do, envision the splendor of the peacock's tail. Each feather contains a shimmering universe of possibility. It says go deeper, watch the movie The Wizard of Oz, and to ponder 1,000 eyes. So you can also surrender to former ways of thinking. If you are somebody who typically sees the world as black and white, or white, realize there's a spectrum of possibilities all in between the black and white shades. That's what the High Priestess does. She sits between the black and the white pillar. All right. Let me see what there's an Angels and Ancestors Guide card. Oh, flip that over for you. Elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. Okay. So the elder there, somebody who's older and wiser, as I meant. It looks like, again, like they're almost passing you the torch. Maybe you're gaining control of a family member's assets, becoming a power of attorney. But yeah. And underneath we have the moon again. Take note of intuitive messages. So I really feel, again, September 15th, that's your new moon. Conjunct the star Regulus, the royal star, royal fixed star. And there's something very regal about this Empress. Ruled by Venus, which will be direct at that time. So stepping into your power as an authority, as a leader. And it may be this, connection to your roots, to your family that you have to thank. Maybe you're reflecting on to the ties that you've had with them, their influence on you. And perhaps you are doing something a little different than they are. Different investments, different family style. All right, so I'm going to see what your Making Magic cards are. Leo, please. September. Healing, true healing of the mind, body, and soul. That could be along with healing ancestral patterns. If there was ancestral karma regarding your family's wealth, you could be the one breaking through that barrier. Labyrinth, transition to a higher level of being, raising your energetic vibration, enlightenment. And that goes along with the Awaken card. And underneath the deck we have air. So there's that Mercurial Libra energy. Work with the element of air to cut through the core of a situation and see the truth. Okay. Let's see what your animal medicine is. I don't think I did these for August, so let's get an animal medicine card for Leo. September. There we go. The ants. Okay. Hard workers, team players for the advancement of the good of the society or the family. Family's got a strong theme here this month. And very related to the ant underneath this deck is the squirrel. These are animals that work hard and gather, prepare, store. If you remember the tale of the ant and the grasshopper, how the ants were working hard all summer while the grasshopper played, didn't take anything seriously, didn't take control of the impending situation, and they weren't prepared. So then the grasshopper comes to the ant, hey, can I get some supplies? And anyway, so preparing for the changing seasons ahead, squirreling away your assets, securing a future for your family. There's a big responsibility that you're stepping into, for sure. The title of this card is Patience. Ant can carry a leaf over hundreds of miles just to get it back to the anthill. Ants in Africa will strip a forest bare when food is scarce if it takes them a year. Ant's medicine is the strategy of patience. Ant is a builder like beaver, and aggressive like badger, and stamina like elk, scrutiny like mouse, and giveaway like turkey. Every ant in the anthill is part of the ant group mind, as all the ants work for the queen ant and the hive. Self-sacrifice is a part of ant medicine. Greater than ants' other medicines, however, is patience. Ant people are active, community-minded folks who see the greater future needs of their town. Ant people are planners like squirrel and are content to see their dreams being built a little at a time. In today's society, that is a rare quality. Ant people have a knowing about a sweet victory at the end of the line. There is never concern about going without if they are late for the opening of a sale. If what they want is sold out, they are sure to find something equal or better is available. If you have ant medicine, you eat slowly and deliberately and are content in knowing that what is yours will come to you. This knowing is good medicine. It shows a trust in the universe to provide. So that has to do with embodiment. Whenever I see this card, this Hierophant, it does look like the magician. There's an altar there with all four elements represented. We have the fire, which is wands, the pen, which is sword, air, the cup, the chalice, which is water, and I believe she's holding up a star, which could be a pentacle. Or actually these rings on the altar could be a pentacle as well. But there's magic there. There's the embodiment of understanding that time is not linear. It's cyclical. It's all happening at once. And the more that you embody this energy of abundance, of security, of this 10 of earth, the more it becomes true. The more you align yourself with this energy, you're almost guaranteeing that this is your future. And also, that's how we work with the energy of gratitude to invite more in. If ant meandered into your spread today, it is time to show a little trust and patience in some life situation. You may have forgotten that you will always receive that which you need at the time you need it most. If it is not on the horizon or just around the next anthill, you may need to use some strategy. How can you put to use your power of creation until it arrives? Whatever it means to you at this time, ant is working for the good of the whole. Are you? If you are, be assured that the whole wants the same goodness for you and that it will be provided. Okay, so yeah, you're definitely stepping into a provider role, an authority role this month. And let's see. Is there anything else, an archetype card for you? The Mirror. Okay. 68. So I instantly heard, the Snow White mantra, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all. But I see you're noticing your reflection change in the mirror as you become older, not in a bad way, but you see this wisdom, these changes that are happening in your face. There are things to be proud of. There are things to be happy with. And also, the mirror is, you can speak kindly to yourself in the mirror, and that will have huge effects in unblocking your confidence or self-love if that's something you struggle with. But of course, the other side of that is pride and falling in love with the mirror. So the book says we look into mirrors every day without recognizing them as portals into another realm. They can shatter, flatter, distort, reflect, and project an image back to us that we deem to be true. The energy of the mirror is all about self-perception. When the archetype of the mirror appears, we are in the mystic land of Narcissus, who saw himself reflected in a pool and fell in love with his own image. So compelled by his reflection, he could not turn away, a fixation that eventually led to his death. Recognize the power and danger of the mirror. It is a construct, one that may drive a shard between you and your true self. The mirror contains trickster energy. Put the phone down, stop with the comparisons, and let the mirror stand empty for a while. Rest with the one inside. So, and this is a shard of a mirror. There's like a bunch of little sparkles on the inside, and that makes me think of, the prism that reflects all of these different aspects. So maybe you're somebody who took on a variety of tasks or identities throughout your life, and you're just starting to, you're getting to know the real you all over again. Things that have maybe you've been diverted down this path, this labyrinth that's led you away from your true identity. Maybe your family had an influence on the identity you took on. But as you get older and wiser and become closer to the truth, as you elevate your consciousness, you're starting to see and realize who you really are, and how powerful you really are, and how many opportunities and options you have in the peacock's tail, And the mirror, again, can also be our phone, our black mirror, as they say. So that could also be an indication of the communication coming through with Mercury, with the Queen of Swords. Maybe you're doing networking on your phone, or trading, or some kind of communicating, disseminating knowledge, or learning even through digital resources, online schooling even. Okay, so I'm going to grab some angel cards and we'll wrap this up. Alright, so I have my angel cards here. I'm going to mix them up, drop some down without seeing what I'm grabbing. Okay. Alright, we have birth and play that are jumping out. Those are qualities of the inner child, right? As you are Leo, you rule the 5th house of creativity and children and playfulness. So that, being in touch with that around the new moon, the birth is a new moon as well. We have a blank card, so that's for you to fill in, or the future is not yet known or determined. Responsibility. Okay, so yeah, you are taking on this role of authority and responsibility regarding finances or family. Forgiveness, that could also have to do with Mercury retrograde and getting back in touch with a family member, elder, or a previous boss. Risk. Okay. And honesty. And there she's looking in the mirror. So again, finding the true self. Being honest with yourself about what you're capable of. Okay, purpose. I think a lot of you are going to find a definitive purpose that you're working towards this month. And it looks like, the ant, climbing up the anthill, right? So you're working hard on your purpose. And some of it, again, it might feel risky to step out of your comfort zone, but this is where you're being pulled and guided into as you awaken here to your abilities and your truth. All right, Leo, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If so, let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you next month. Take care. Bye-bye.